Imagine it's the middle of July. You wake up around noon, maybe later. You roll over, grab your phone, and you start scrolling. An hour goes by, maybe two. You finally get up, get some food, come back, sit down, and the day is already gone. You didn't plan for it to go that way. It just did. And you tell yourself, okay, I'll do something tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll start. And then tomorrow comes and it looks exactly the same. And before you know it, it's August, and then it's September, and then the summer's over. And you're sitting there trying to think of what you actually did with it, and you're coming up blank. I don't want that for you. And honestly, I don't think you want that for yourself either. So let's talk about what you're actually going to do with your summer. And I'm not going to come at you with a list of 10 habits or morning routines or any of that, because honestly, that's not what I'm talking about. This is something much simpler. This is about deciding who you want to be by the time September shows up. Because here's the thing about self-improvement that nobody talks about. It's not just about habits. It's about the routine. It's not about waking up at 5 a.m. or drinking a gallon of water. It's about identity. It's about deciding the version of you that exists right now and not the final version. That's the better one. And that's the one you're capable of becoming. That decision, just that decision alone, is more powerful than any routine you could ever build. Because once you actually decide, everything else becomes so much easier. Most people never start because they're waiting to feel ready. And I need you to hear this. You're never going to feel ready. Ready is not a feeling that shows up before you start. It shows up after. You start scared, you start unsure, you start not knowing if it's going to work. And somewhere in the middle of doing it, you realize that you're actually doing it. And that's how it actually works. The people you look at and think, wow, they're so disciplined or they're so motivated, they never felt motivated at first. They just started anyway. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. So if you're sitting there waiting to feel inspired enough to change something, that feeling is not coming. You have to move first. Okay, so what does actually doing something look like? It doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler the better. Pick one thing, just one. Maybe it's working out or starting something you've been putting off. Maybe it's putting your phone down before noon every day. One thing, and do it consistently. Not perfectly consistent. You don't have to do it that way. Because perfect is the enemy of actually doing anything. You're gonna miss days. You're gonna have bad days. You're gonna wake up and not want to do it. Do it anyways. Even badly, even halfway. A halfway workout still happens. A halfway productive day still moves you forward. Something always beats nothing. And here's what happens when you actually stay consistent with even one thing. It bleeds into everything else. You start working out consistently and steadily. You're eating a little better. You're sleeping a little better. You're thinking a little clearer. And you start to be intentional with 1 hour of your day. Suddenly you'll be intentional with more of it. It all connects. You just have to pull one thread. But here's the real thing underneath all of it. Self-improvement isn't really about the results. I mean, yeah, you want to be fitter, you want to make more money, you want to build something real. Those things matter. But the deeper thing about it is who you become in the process. Because when you wake up every day, you do the thing you said you're going to do. Even when you don't feel like it. Even when nobody's watching. Even when it's hard. You still trust yourself. And trust is everything. Because most of us have broken so many promises to ourselves that we stop believing in our own word. We say that we're going to start Monday, and Monday comes and goes. We say this is the summer, and the summer passes, just like all the others. And every time that happens, you're not just losing time, you're losing a little bit of belief in yourself. And that's the thing that actually needs to change. Not your routine, not your schedule, not your diet, your relationship with your own word. Start small, tell yourself you're going to do the thing, and then do it. And then do it again tomorrow. And watch what happens. The way you see yourself will completely change. That's the whole game. So here's what I'm saying. Summer is not just time off. It's not just a break between things. It's an opportunity. 3 months where you have more control over your time than almost any other point in the year. And you can spend it in the way I described at the beginning. Waking up late, scrolling, letting your days blur together until September sneaks up on you. Or you can spend it becoming someone different. Not perfect, not finished, just further along than you are right now. Just someone who did something with the time they had. That's all it takes. One decision, one thing, one second. You've got time, but not as much as you think. So what are you going to do? Let's talk about who you're going to be spending your summer with. Because this is something people seriously underestimate. Your environment is everything, and your circle is your environment. The people you spend the most time with shape how you think, how you move, what you prioritize, and what you tolerate. realize it or not, you are absorbing the people around you. So if everybody in your circle is content doing nothing awesome, that energy is going to grow every single day. And if your circle is moving, building, improving, that energy is on you too. It goes both ways. So the question isn't what are you doing this summer, it's who you're doing it around. Now I want to be careful here because I'm not saying cut everybody off and go do it by yourself. That's not it. Real friendship is one of the most valuable things you can have in life. I've got friends that are crazy mix of people, but genuinely we're all completely different. Different personalities, different energies, just a different way of moving. And somehow it just works. And those people, the ones you can just show up exactly like you are, and they're fine with it, those people are rare. And they're worth keeping. There's something about being around your real ones that just recharges you. Like you walk away from a day feeling better than when you showed up. That's the standard. That's what real friendship actually feels like. And if you have people like that in your life, appreciate them this summer. Actually be present with them. Put the phone down. Show up. Because those moments are the ones you're actually going to remember. Not the scrollers, not the the days with your people. And here's the other side of it. Some of you are spending your time with people who are quietly holding you back. And I don't mean bad people necessarily, just mean people who aren't going anywhere. People who are comfortable staying exactly where they are. And there's nothing wrong with that for them. But if you're trying to grow and you're trying to actually do something with your summer, that energy is going to work against you. Because comfort is contagious just as much as ambition is. You hang around people who are okay with wasting time, and eventually you start to be okay with it too. It happens slowly. That's the dangerous part. You don't notice it until you wake up here because you need to be on a basis like yours. So pay attention to how you feel after you spend time with certain people. Do you feel motivated, energized, like you want to go do something, or do you feel drained and stagnant, like another day just passed? That feeling is information. Use it. And look, sometimes people just grow apart, and that's life. It's not always a falling out. It's not always drama. Sometimes you're just headed in different directions. The distance grows faster than you realize it. And that's a weird kind of pause, because there's no real moment to build to. You just gradually less and less until one day you realize you've been talking about this. I think that's one of the reasons I try not to take my people for granted. Because nothing's guaranteed. People change, life changes, circumstances change. The people in my life right now, I don't want to just assume they'll always be there. I want to actually appreciate it while it's still happening. And I think that applies to you too. People who are genuinely in your corner right now, don't let the summer pass without actually being present. So here's what I want you to think about. Look at the people you're planning to spend the summer with. Are they pushing you forward or pulling you back? Are they the kind of people who make you want to be better just by being around them? Or are they the kind of people that make you feel nothing new? Protect your circle, build with people who are building, have fun with your people, genuinely actually have fun, and don't let the wrong energy quietly steal your summer from you, because at the end of the day, you become who you spend your time with. So choose carefully. Okay, I have to talk about this because it might be the thing that kills your summer more than anything else. And I'm not coming at you from a high horse here. I'm coming from you as someone who's lost entire days to a fucking screen. Like genuinely, I picked up my phone at 6 a.m. and looked up and it was 3 p.m. 5 hours gone, just like that. And the scary part is, I couldn't even tell you what I watched. It just evaporated. So trust me when I say I know exactly what it is. Here's why scrolling is so much more dangerous than people give it credit for. It doesn't feel like wasting time. That's the trap. You're not doing nothing. You're watching something. You're entertained. Your brain is occupied. There's always something new. Always another video. Always something just interesting enough to keep you there for 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes that turns into 6 hours, and the algorithm knows exactly what it's doing. It's literally designed to keep you there as long as possible. Your attention is the product, and we just hand it over for free every single day. So you look up and it's 3 p.m. and the whole morning is gone, and you didn't even make a real decision for that to happen. It just did, and that's what makes it so sneaky. At least you decided to take a nap. You wake up feeling rested. But after 4 hours of scrolling, you now just feel hollow, kind of foggy, kind of guilty, like you let yourself down without even choosing to. You consumed 1,000 things and produced absolutely nothing. No progress, no energy, no memory of what you even saw. Just time gone, and brain is tired for no reason. And listen, scrolling through the school year is one thing. You've got structure, you've got places to be. The day has a shape to it whether you like it or not. But summer has no shape. Nobody's making you be anywhere. Nobody is setting the schedule. And that freedom is beautiful, but also dangerous. Because without structure, the phone becomes the default. You wake up and there's nothing pulling you anywhere. You just reach for it. And then the morning's gone. And then the afternoon. And then somehow it's evening and you're like, okay, I'll start tomorrow. And I already told you what tomorrow looks like. I live that. Multiple summers in a row. Whole months I genuinely cannot account for it. Like, what did I actually do for that June, that July? I have no idea. And that bothers me more than anything. But here's the deeper thing underneath all of it. Every time you pick up your phone, instead of doing the thing you said you were going to do, you're sending yourself a message. You're telling yourself that the scroll matters more than your goals, that comfort matters more than your growth, that your brain believes you every single time. It's not just about the hours you're losing. It's about what you're telling yourself about who you are. And at some point, you have to decide, is that the story you want to keep telling? Now, I'm not going to tell you to delete everything and go live in the woods. That's not realistic, and honestly, that's not really the point. The point is intentionality. Before you pick up your phone, know why you're picking it up. Set a time. Give yourself an hour. And when that hour is up, put it down and go do something real. Even one thing, even if it's small. Because the moment you start proving to yourself that you can put it down, everything starts to shift. You realize that the phone doesn't have as much power as you thought. And that feeling, that small win of choosing yourself over the scroll, that's just the start to build momentum. And that's what starts to make the rest of the summer look different. So I'm asking you, how much of your summer do you want to hand over to an algorithm? How many more mornings are you okay with losing? Because time is one thing you cannot get back. Everything else you can work for, earn back, rebuild. Time just goes, and it doesn't care whether you used it or not. So put the phone down. Go do something. Even if it's small, even if it's messy, even if you don't feel ready, just go. So let me bring this back all the way to where we started. Imagine it's September, summer's over, and you're sitting there looking back at the last 3 months. What do you see? Do you see days that are blurred together, mornings lost to a phone screen, a version of yourself that you just kind of coasted through and ended up exactly where you started? Or do you see someone who actually did something? Someone who put the phone down, who showed up for themselves, who built something, improved something, became something a little closer to what they actually want to be. That picture, the one you want to see in December, that's available to you. It's not out of reach. It's not for other people. It's just on the other side of the decision you keep putting off. And look, I'm not standing here telling you I have it all figured out. I'm in this with you. I'm putting the phone down. I'm building something. I'm trying to show up every day for the person I want to become. Some days I'm not going to nail it. Some days I'm just not. And some days I'm not coasting. Not this summer. I don't think you should either. Your circle matters. Feed it well. Your time matters. Spend it like it does. Your growth matters. Even the slow, quiet, nobody's watching kind. Especially that kind. The summer is not that long. It never is. But it's long enough for you to change something. Long enough for you to start something. Long enough to look back and actually feel good about it. So go do that. Nobody said.